This strategy is the key to unlocking the European market.
I agree completely. It aligns perfectly with our projections.
The boardroom was supposed to be silent, intimidatingly silent, the way it always was whenever Marcus Levington, tech billionaire and reluctant heir to his family empire, walked in. But today, the silence was different. Today, it throbbed with confusion. At the center of the confusion sat Evelyn Levington, Marcus's deaf mother, expected to give a brief welcome at the company's anniversary meeting. She had insisted. She wanted to speak for herself, sign for herself. After all, the company had started in her garage long before Marcus owned skyscrapers. But the interpreter missed his flight. The backup was stuck in traffic. And dozens of executives, reporters, and investors sat in polished chairs, staring blankly at Evelyn as she signed with graceful, urgent hands. She repeated the signs, slower this time, trying to keep her smile steady. No one understood. Marcus felt the humiliation sting, not for himself, but because the world still didn't understand her. His throat tightened. "Mom," he whispered, "maybe we should reschedule." A small voice cut through the room. "I can help." Everyone turned. Standing near the catering table, hands sticky from the cookie he'd just eaten, was a small boy with bright brown eyes and a backpack shaped like a rocket ship. He couldn't have been more than 10. He stepped forward, steady but shy, as cameras swiveled toward him. "My name's Caleb," he said, glancing at Evelyn with a soft smile. "I know ASL. My grandma's deaf. She taught me." Before Marcus could speak, Evelyn's expression transformed, her eyes warming, her posture straightening, her fingers already lifting into conversation. Caleb signed back effortlessly. The room fell into a hush so deep it felt sacred. Evelyn's hands flew with gratitude, stories, jokes, things she had practiced all week. Caleb translated with a clarity and confidence far beyond his age. "She says she's thankful you're all here," he announced, "and that her dream wasn't to raise a billionaire, it was to raise someone who would build things that help people. And she hopes you'll keep doing that, with heart." Cameras flashed. Executives leaned forward. But it wasn't the corporate message that held them, it was the connection between a boy and an elderly woman who had been invisible to them moments earlier. Marcus watched his mother laugh, really laugh, and felt something in him loosen. All the power he had, all the wealth, all the influence, and it took a 10-year-old to give her voice back to a room full of people who should have listened long ago. When the applause came, it was thunderous. Evelyn pulled Caleb into a hug, signing "Thank you. You saved me," and Caleb translated with a sheepish grin, cheeks burning. Marcus approached, kneeling to Caleb's height. "How would you feel," he asked gently, "about being my mom's honorary interpreter today?" Caleb's eyes widened. "For real? For real?" He turned to Evelyn, who nodded proudly, her fingers signing in quick agreement. Caleb grinned so wide it seemed to light the entire boardroom. And just like that, the meeting went on, smoothly, joyously, with a billionaire's mother finally being heard, and a child standing beside her like he'd been meant to all along. The executives would later say it was the most human meeting they'd ever attended, one they'd remember long after spreadsheets and stock evaluations blurred together. And as the afternoon sun poured through the windows, Evelyn signed a final message to the room, her hands steady, eyes bright. Caleb translated, voice clear and unwavering. "She says the world is full of people who can talk. But real change comes from the ones who listen."